I'm Danny. I'm going to bring you some skeptical news and events for this week, including a few interviews and a super speedy book review. First of all, on Tuesday the 13th of October, there's a talk at the Freud Museum, and it's by an actor called Gerald Davidson. He's going to be talking about Little Hands and Otto Gross, and he'll be giving a bit of a performance presentation, so that might be fun. Tickets are £8. You can pay on the door, but you need to email first just to reserve your place. So go to the Freud Museum website, and that starts at 7:15. On Monday the 19th of October, 5:30 till 7, there's a talk put on by the BPS, British Psychological Society, also at the Wellcome Trust in London, Euston, and this is about the existential psychologist Ludwig Binswanger, try and say that 5 times over in a row, and it's called Real Utopias or Cast on the Air, and the speaker is Dr. Chantal Marazia. If you need to find out more information about that, then you could go to the BPS website or again the Wellcome Trust website. Also on Monday the 19th of October, there's a debate with Christopher Hitchens and Stephen Fry on one side, and on the other side Anne Widdecombe and a bishop, archbishop from Nigeria, and the discussion is going to be about the Catholic Church is a force for good in the world. Are you for or against? I'm not sure which side Christopher Hitchens is going to come down, but I'm going to be there. Tickets cost 25 quid, and it's at the Methodist Central Hall in Westminster. If you want to find out more about it, then if you go to intelligencesquared.com, you can look in their events list. On Wednesday the 21st of October, 6:30 till 8, this is a talk put on by the LSC. It's by somebody called Professor Bruce Bueno de Mesquita, and he's going to be talking about game theory, how to bring science to decision making in any situation, personal or professional. So you can go to events at lse.ac.uk to find out a little bit more about that one. This is my super speedy science and skeptical book review. Derren Brown's Tricks of the Mind. Yes, it's quite an old one, but actually it's brilliant. I really like this book. He talks about the psychology of magic, not surprisingly. You get to hear a little bit about the psychology behind things on his show, but also he goes into lots of stuff about pseudoscience and anti-science and memory, NLP, hypnosis, that kind of thing. So actually there's a wide spectrum of stuff. It's really interesting. You also get to hear quite a bit about his own psychology and the fact that he's an atheist and how that all occurred. So I really love this book and I give it a 10 out of 10. Hello, so I'm with Chris French here. He's the editor of The Skeptic. And Chris, what's been happening in The Skeptic recently and what's coming up?
Well, the big news is that we've finally got around to doing our first revamp issue.
Great.
Now we've gone from 28 pages to 40 pages, we've expanded. We've got lots of really good stuff in the first revamp issue. So we've got interview with James Randi, we've got Wendy Grossman doing a retrospective.
Who's Wendy Grossman?
Wendy Grossman is our founding editor. Right. She founded The Skeptic well over 20 years ago. We've been there for a long time now, and we've marked the fact that we've had a coming of age by complete revamp, expansion of the magazine, and we've got a fantastic editorial advisory board, which, to be honest, if you wanted to do a kind of who's who in skepticism, and look no further.
So I'm on it, am I?
You almost certainly will be at some point very, very soon, Danny. And we've got lots of good stuff coming from future issues. We've got articles by Ray Hyman, Richard Wiseman, interview with Sue Blackmore. There's so many fantastic people who are all really, really keen to take the message forward, get the message out there.
What's the message?
The message is skepticism, critical thinking, and trying to talk very loud.
It's an emergency! How did your little raffle for TAM London go?
The raffle was so incredibly well organised. We made sure that obviously we don't have the very best people involved.
So you got Tim Minchin to do it?
We tried to get Tim, but Tim was actually a little bit busy. But we got someone whose credentials are absolutely impeccable. No, it's a Professor Richard Wiseman. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. He's got a bit of a media profile, and to be honest, the whole thing was just so smooth and seamless the way that he threw those raffle tickets. It was fabulous.
Now, Chris, I've got 3 subscriptions to the Skeptic, and I've only ever received 1 copy of it. Where's the rest?
They paranormally have disappeared into another dimension.
So now we have Sid Rodrigues. He is the organiser of Skeptics in the Pub in London. And Sid, what's happening these days with Skeptics in the Pub?
I don't know really, because I've been helping Tam London and I haven't really been paying attention that much. But apparently we've got some speakers and they turn up at the pub once a month and they're usually really good.
Who's the next one?
It's Dr. Jenny Rohn, who's actually the editor of Lablix, which is about science and in literature. It should be really good fun.
That's this Monday.
That's on the 16th, yes.
That's rubbish. Thanks very much. This is Simon Perry.
Hello.
And he's a really good person to be on the Skeptic
Doing the AV, doing that.
because he does the AV at the Skeptic Tam London thing.
Right, okay.
And how did it go? I heard you had some problems earlier on.
It was a nightmare, but I like solving crises, so it was good fun.
Well done. That's great. Thank you, and that's all from today's live outcast podcast of the Skeptic.